What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over Godfall and the Valor plates in the game and their skills, and we're going to be going over them in order of the game of when you can unlock them, and then we'll talk about the Archon Fury abilities for each one, and we'll go from there. So starting out, guys, this is the Valor plate that you start with in the game. This is Silvermane, and he is the default Archon, or Valor plate rather, that you are going to get. And his Archon Fury is it grants 10% weapon technique charge speed, shield charge speed, and polarity attack charge speed. A lot of that may not make any sense to you early on in the game until you unlock the skills, but it will, and we'll cover skills in another video. So the Archon Fury, his activation effect, it calls forth 3 spirit warriors to aid you in battle, and during his Archon Fury it gives you 300% weapon technique charge speed, shield charge speed, and polarity charge speed, and then it gives you plus 30% damage whenever you defeat an enemy with a weapon technique, shield ability, or polarity attack. Next, guys, we're going to be going over the one right next to him, which is Mesa. And Mesa Archon Fury is 10% chance to inflict poison, unleash a shockwave that deals 30 earth damage, 90% chance to inflict poison during activation, 100% damage to poison enemies, and your attacks deal earth damage. That's something that you don't see a lot, earth damage on. I haven't seen that on any weapons or anything, so I don't know if that's just synonymous to her or what. Moving on, this is actually the second one you'll unlock in the game, so I should have put this one second, but you can unlock them both technically at the same time because they cost the same resources to unlock, and that is Phoenix. And Phoenix has a 10% chance to inflict ignite. During the activation effect, it unleashes a shockwave that deals 30 fire damage, 90% chance to inflict ignite, 100% damage to ignited enemies, and your attacks deal fire damage. Moving on from there, right next to Phoenix, we have Greyhawk. And Greyhawk Archon Fury is 10% soul shatter buildup. Again, something that you may not think about early game as much, or even on lower difficulties, but this is actually a pretty good Valor plate, especially later game when you add it in with some of your soul shatter skills and with weapons and things that have that on it as well. And the Archon Fury activation effect unleashes a shockwave that applies 30 soul shatter buildup to nearby enemies. During activation, it has 100% soul shatter buildup. Unleash a shockwave that applies 30 soul shatter buildup to nearby enemies whenever you soul shatter an enemy. That's actually pretty good. So that is Greyhawk. And on the other side of them, we have Bulwark. Bulwark has a 10% chance to inflict bleed. Upon activation, he summons 3 physical sentinels. During his Archon Fury, it has 90% chance to inflict bleed, 100% damage to bleeding enemies, and your attacks deal physical damage. You can see a trend coming on here, in case you haven't noticed. Alright, and after them, guys, we have Typhon. Typhon has a 10% chance to inflict chill. Upon activation, it summons 3 water sentinels, and during activation, it has 90% chance to inflict chill, 100% damage to chilled enemies, and your attacks deal water damage. Next is one of my favorites, and that is Armistice. And he deals 10% breach damage, and breach damage again is going to be something that deals with the stagger bar, or as they call it on here, the breach bar. And so it is actually pretty crucial, especially for some of those boss enemies that have a breach bar. And so he deals 10% breach damage, and upon activation he unleashes a shockwave that breaches nearby enemies and deals 1 physical damage. Ooh, big whoop. During his Archon Fury, he gives you 50% breach damage, 100% damage to breached enemies, 100% takedown damage, 50% damage when you defeat a breached enemy or defeat an enemy with a takedown. Alright, and here we are with Vertigo, and Vertigo gives you 10% chance to inflict shock, and upon activation unleashes a shockwave that deals 30 air damage, 90% chance to inflict shock, and 100% damage to shocked enemies. Your attacks deal air damage. Now we're getting into the final set of Valorplates rather that you'll actually be able to unlock in the game, and starting with Aegishorn is what I'm assuming his name is pronounced, and with him you take 5% less damage. Call forth 3 spirit warriors to aid you in battle. During his Archon Fury, you and nearby allies take 30% less damage. Whenever you are hit, you shoot 3 projectiles that deal 20 physical damage to nearby enemies. Up next we have Illumina, and Illumina gives you 15% weak point damage, and upon activation unleashes a shockwave that deals 1 physical damage and reveals enemy weak points. Unleash a shockwave every 1 second that deals 1 physical damage and reveals enemy weak points. 40% weak point damage, 40% weak point damage whenever you perform a death blow. Now we're on to Mobius, and this is also one of my favorites, the one that I'm currently using as a matter of fact. This gives you 10% chance to inflict curse. Upon activation summons 3 void sentinels, and during activation gives you 90% chance to inflict curse, 100% damage to cursed enemies, and your attacks deal void damage. And now we're here with last but not least. I do not even have this one unlocked, and this is Hinterclaw. And as you can see, he gives you 5% critical hit chance. Upon activation, call forth 3 spirit warriors to aid you in battle. During activation, gives you 30% critical hit chance, 15% critical hit damage whenever you defeat an enemy, maximum of 150%. Wow. Okay, so he's actually pretty cool. Again, this will be the last one you unlocked. You cannot obtain him, I'm assuming, until after you complete the game and you're able to obtain the Orb of Oblivion, or orbs rather of Oblivion. As of right now, even in the 3rd area of the map, you cannot obtain these. Now, based on the order that I unlocked these guys, I'm going to show you what it is, the reason why you can't unlock those all in certain orders. The first set that we went over was only unlockable with materials that you can earn on Earth, and the other set, which is the infused jasper, which is the main part of what you need, and then the second group was on the water area, and you can't unlock them because you need the crystalline tier rather, and that is only obtainable here in the water area. And then the last set, aside from Hinterclaw, is only unlockable in the air area, and that's because you need the etheric filament, which is only obtainable here in this area. So that is why you can only unlock them in certain areas, so you have to wait till you progress to these certain points in the game before you can actually unlock those guys. That being said, I do not think that there is a big trade-off of the ones you can unlock later in the game. I believe that a lot of the ones you can unlock early in the game are very, very good. They all serve their own purpose in their own right, you know, with different chill, shock, things like that, being able to inflict different kind of ailments and things of that nature. So again, I like some of the later ones more, but that is how you unlock them, guys. Those are the things you're going to need later on, and that is all of the Valorplates right there, guys. So make sure to like and subscribe for more Godfall videos. We're going to be going over crafting and some of the skills in the next couple of videos, guys. So again, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.